So, what is a psychic? I think a lot of times when people say, "Oh, I'm psychic," a person next to them will be like, "Oh yeah, what's on my mind?" Or I know when I told my dad, "Hey, Spirit told me to open this YouTube and help others," he said, "Well, you're not that psychic. You're not like your grandma who can get all the horses at the Kentucky or the Churchill Downs." And I think a lot of them, they think telekinesis or knowing the winning lottery tickets, but really it's more about a knowing. For everyone it's different. Like when I know my guides are close or there's like something's trying to speak to me, I will get what I call tingles. They're like that feeling when your foot falls asleep, that, except it's pleasant. It reminds you more of sunshine versus like electricity. And then I also get like this inner knowing. Like I'll get an instant thought or an image or something that I call it ping. Like they just ping me. There's people that have visions of the future, dreams of the future, deja vu. Those are all really normal. For most people, I think it's just intuition, that inner knowing. And that really is probably the most important part, is listening to that intuition, that guide. I know the 3 times I didn't listen to it, like I had that horrible gut feeling in my stomach, like no, turn around, and I didn't. Like my life fell apart in like the most horrific way. The first time I was 17 and I went to a house party, and like I had this feeling, don't be there, don't be there. My friend even asked me to leave, but I had told my parents that's where I was going to be, was at that house. And so I didn't leave because I wanted to be where I said I was. And then it ended up this big arrest of like 17 of us. And at first I was real panicked, and then I had this calm come over me of my guide telling me, you need to calm down, I got you. And I think about that a lot, and especially in times of stress, that like the calm of them just having me. And I think a lot of people have that, and you just kind of need to follow. Like if you're in a situation and you're like, this doesn't feel right, get out of it. Like you don't have to be there. Like I feel like we're so programmed to just kind of go along with it, but it's your life and you have that feeling, you get out. I think that's the most common psychic things have is that intuition, knowing. It's also at the same time the other way, that calm, that feeling. I think when I'm out in nature or when I'm in the stillness is when I get the most like information coming in, personally. And then there's the other, like the dealing with spirits and entities. I know when I was younger, my brother could see like full apparitions. Like spirits were very there for him, versus for me, they were either I could see them in my mind or hear them. It was very I guess not as validating. I would have preferred Casper the Ghost versus am I schizophrenic, but I mean, at the same time, it was a horrible time for him because I mean, they were just walking in his room. He'd be like, there's a Civil War ghost walking through the hall. And it's like, damn, that sucks, guy. How'd that go? He's like, he was terrifying. He slept in my parents' room for a long time. I did too. Okay, I shouldn't just throw my little brother on the bus. We both were terrified. I think like when I got older, my mom, because like I said, it was just like a constant thing, stream of voices and spirits everywhere we went. She was like, you know, you can tell, and like some of them were really scary. Like they have boundary issues. Sorry. I had to look to the side just to make sure no one was gonna side-eye me for that. But they really do though. She was like, if you can tell them to back off, to leave you alone. And then I was young, and I was like, you know, I want them to visit me there, because some of them are my friends. So I said aloud, hey, you know, you guys are scaring me, but if you want to visit me in my dreams, I'd be okay with that. And I thought that was the right thing, but you kind of need to be more specific, because when I said that, it wasn't just, oh, friendly ghost. It was everything coming to see me in my dreams. I feel like I got off topic. But like, there are people who can read minds. It's not I don't know if it's like, unless you train it, it's not like Professor X or Jean Grey from the X-Men, but you get enough of someone's energy, like you get so in tune with them, it can go, you like hear their thoughts like accidentally. And I really feel like psychic abilities are something you have the ability to train, that you could train. Like remote viewing, probably telekinesis. I always start to get people with pyrokinesis. I can't actually do it. But wouldn't that be dope? Anyway, sorry. So anyway, I think what I am trying to say in the longest way possible is you shouldn't allow yourself be boxed in by other people's expectations, because it's not one size fits all. Everyone's taking in the information given to us through the energy around us differently. Some people are more open, they're hearing it more, it's like a constant radio. Whereas some people, maybe it's like every once in a while it's turned on, you know? Some people, honestly, they're going to be closed off their whole life. That's just the way it is. I believe everyone is born open, and then something happens, they close it. It's like the Matrix takes them in. And that's all right. Everyone has their own path. So anyway, I think that's all I have to say. You guys have a blessed day.